Magical Mustache Man, John and Kyle, and today we are here at Sapphire Falls, staying for the weekend. We're here for HHN weekend, so we're super excited for that. We're actually walking there now. I'm actually out of breath right now, so Kyle's gonna take over.
So we are here, it is Labor Day weekend, for opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights Orlando 2025. So excited, we absolutely love this event. We love Halloween Horror Nights, it is such a vibe. We're gonna take you along. So we've been a couple times. Both times we've only come for one night. Once before we lived here, and then last year we came for one night and we actually didn't even record because we were having such a good time we kind of forgot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be better today. So we're staying all weekend. We got the frequent fear pass, which we'll explain a little bit more later. So we're gonna come multiple times over the season. But we're gonna be here all weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. And we're gonna try to hit all 10 houses over the weekend, give you our thoughts on them, try some of the best bites.
Yeah, the food, entertainment, the scare zones, all 10 houses. Is going to be an incredible weekend, and we're walking distance from Universal, so we can stay as long as possible and not feel bad.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So we're staying at Sapphire Falls, which we've not stayed at before, and we're walking by Royal Pacific right now, which we have stayed at before. And Sapphire Falls is beautiful, so it's kind of like medium tier as opposed to the signature resort. So you don't get express pass with that hotel, but it's still walking distance to the park. So we're gonna walk. There's also a water taxi, which was already full when we walked by. So we're like, oh, let's just keep walking. But yeah, so we're gonna hopefully try to hit the tribute store before we get into line for one of the houses for Stay and Scream, which we'll also explain in a little bit. But yeah, come along, it's gonna be awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what Halloween Horror Nights is. So Halloween Horror Nights is a separately ticketed event that goes from this year, August 29th, through November 2nd, I think, in Orlando and at Universal Hollywood. And it's essentially, they turn Universal Studios into a giant, scary theme park. So there'll be 10 haunted houses that are incredibly themed. We'll talk about each one of these as we go through them. They have multiple scare zones, which are open areas in the park that kind of have scare actors and special theming. And then there is a show. Some of the rides are open, but it's awesome. So it's separately ticketed. It runs from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. every Wednesday through Sunday nights through the season, and Halloween. If Halloween happens to be on a Monday or Tuesday, it'll be on that day as well. So let's talk about how you actually get into the park. So it is, again, separately ticketed, so you either need to have a ticket for that night, or you can get a pass, which includes multiple nights. We got the frequent fear pass, which is opening weekend, Halloween, and then basically Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday through the season. There's one that includes Friday as well, and there's one that includes all Wednesday through Sunday for the whole season. So it's a really great option if you're local and you want to go multiple times, like many of us do.
Absolutely.
Then there is, and that's to get in at 6 p.m. Now, if you're an annual pass holder or you have a ticket for the day at Universal, you can go into the park and do what's called Stay and Scream, which basically means you can get in line before the event actually starts. So you can hit one and sometimes up to 3 houses before people even get through the front gates who have just a ticket for the evening. So that's a really great option if you're doing a package, or you can buy a Stay and Scream ticket, which lets you into the park essentially at 4 p.m. instead of 6 to get into some of those early lines. It's a really nice way to hit some of the houses before the lines get really long, because these lines can get incredibly long, like 3 hours long for some of the most popular houses on like peak weekends in October.
Yeah, so if you're local and you have the both passes, the HHN pass and your annual pass, you're gonna be solid.
Yeah, you can hit all the houses multiple times. Now there is Express Pass as well, just like for the parks, that allows you to enter the kind of fast lane for each house once per night. That's separately ticketed. It is very expensive for this event. So usually tickets are about $100 to get into HHN. Express Passes run like $250 on top of that. So if you're coming for just one night,
then I would say it's worth it.
It's worth it to hit all the houses, but it's definitely be aware of the cost. And then lastly is an RIP tour, which is essentially a VIP tour. These are very expensive, but you can definitely hit all 10 houses, hit the show, which we'll talk about. You can do houses multiple times, front of the line access. These can be public, where essentially a group of less than 10 people join others to hit all the houses. There's also private RIP tours, which is the most expensive, of up to 10 people with a guided tour, and they tell you all the lore of the house and all that. So it's pretty cool. So that is how you get into HHN. And we are about to enter City Walk. We're gonna go through security to get into City Walk, and then I think we're gonna try to get into the park before 5 p.m.
For Stay and Scream.
So that we can do Stay and Scream, maybe hit the Tribute Store, before we get in line for the first house, which I think we're going to do Fallout as the first house.
Absolutely, it's gonna be so epic. We
Excited.
just watched the season 1 on Prime.
Yeah.
So good.
It was really good.
All right, we just got into Universal, and just like we mentioned earlier, if you don't have the annual pass or if you get a ticket to enter early, you're gonna be stuck outside the gates for now. If you only have your Hollywood Horror Nights pass, you're gonna be behind the line, so.
Which is, again, it's fine. If you come at, I'm sorry, we're walking to the Wicked store. If you, you like get in at 6:30, you're still gonna have 8 hours to like walk through and do everything, so it's not that deep.
Yeah.
But it is nice to get in line beforehand if you can. If you are not, because we're not doing express pass this weekend, so we're gonna do everything. Just wait in line or stream early. Fun. So we can definitely hit all the houses. Also, like between definitely 1 and 2 a.m. and like almost midnight to 2 a.m., it starts to slow down a lot too. So you can also hit some houses pretty fast towards the end of the night too.
Yeah.
We are going into the tribute store. It's in an interesting location this year, which is next to the Mummy, as opposed to over kind of more in New York because they're tearing down Rip Ride Rocket. But it looks like the newest exhibits of occult artifacts of the world is the theme as we go in. So I'm guessing like museum sort of vibes. I actually have not seen any content from the tribute store since it opened today. Oh wow. So it's like a museum that has been overgrown with ivy and nature. So if you are never been to Universal, they do tribute stores for each season. So they do it for Mardi Gras, Halloween Horror Nights, the holidays, and they usually do a summer tribute store as well. Usually it kind of tells a story, but we heard this year it's very cramped because it's in a different location. So this one's a little interesting. It's not like a pathway that you follow room to room. It's kind of all over the place.
It feels very small.
It's very small, but there's a really creepy Megan bust over there. But yeah, this is where all the merch is. I think the museum theme is super cool. I think it's well done. But it is a weird organization to not have like room by room to go through. But we are on the hunt for some matching shirts this year because we got them last year, and
we got them this year.
We love a matching shirt. So we're gonna walk around and try to find one.
Yeah, it's very cramped once again.
Yeah, this is not my favorite.
All right.
It is 5:10. We are walking into Fallout right now, which is going to be the first house that we're doing. We just watched the series, super excited about this. So here is the description of the house. It's time to face the fallout. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA, devastated by nuclear war, based on the hit show and game franchise Fallout. You'll travel into the vaults and be attacked by raiders alongside Lucy. You'll escape to the wasteland and confront the bounty hunter, the Ghoul. You'll even encounter Maximus with the Brotherhood of Steel and CT-60 power armor. So, as I mentioned, there are 10 haunted houses at Halloween Horror Nights. Typically 5 are what's considered intellectual property or IP houses, meaning these are franchises you know. This year that's Terrifier, Jason, Five Nights at Freddy's, Fallout, and the WWE Wyatt 6-1. And then there's 5 original houses, which are houses that Universal creates. Often the original houses are, I think, better than the IP houses, just because they can have more fun with it. You can kind of hear the creepy music. So all the houses are in sound stages, either in temporary buildings or sound stages that exist between Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. And so you'll end up backstage during a lot of the lines for the houses because that's where they are, because you don't want to see it during the actual park. So, all right, we'll tell you how it is on the other side.
All right, so we just finished the Fallout house, and I would have to say that was so awesome.
It was good.
I love all the details. If you watch season 1 of Fallout on Prime, it pretty much goes through the whole story. Vault 33, she goes to the wasteland, you got Lucy,
Philly.
It is, there's a bunch of jump scares. It was
Some good ones.
And I was like, how are you gonna make Fallout scary? The jump scares definitely made it very scary.
Yeah.
This is our first house, and so far, I forgot how well made these houses are.
It's wild, the level of detail.
Yeah.
And so just a time check. So we got in line for Stay and Scream at 5:15 for Fallout. So Fallout and Gulkin, Monsters of the North, are both back in this area, and it's 6:10 right now. So just under an hour to get through the line. It says 20 minutes right now, but the gates just opened, and you can see the sea of people that are
oh my goodness,
headed this way from the gates. So it's definitely going longer. We're going to go just walk around, get a drink, check out some Scare Zones for now, get a snack. I'm very hungry.
All right, let's go check out some food.
That was good. I'm excited. All right. So we just ate at the Fallout booth. We got 2 snacks. We got the cram tots, which was Spam like fries that were dipped in sweet chili, which were pretty decent, and like potato kegs, like kind of like a mashed potato, cheesy mashed potato fried in like a tater tot. It was pretty good. It was sizable. And then we got the bucket of pickles, which were fried pickle spears with like a buffalo chicken dip. That was not good. The pickles were meh. The breading was okay, and the dip had like no flavor, so would not get that. But I would get the cram tots again. So we're going to wander for a bit. The doors are open now, so we're going to decide, what house we want to do next tonight versus later. So we'll take you along. All right, so we took actually a little break. We went back to the hotel, changed our shoes, and charged our phones because we just want to enjoy the vibe tonight. We want to get a little darker. So we took the water taxi to Sapphire Falls and back. We are now back in the park, and it's dark and spooky. And we are in the 4th Scare Zone, which I don't know what it's called, but it's basically like French colonial vampires. So it's like very Marie Antoinette outfits with vampires. It's super cool. That's like the Sunset Boulevard area. But yeah, we're just gonna walk around. We walked through the Cat Lady Scare Zone. I think that might be my favorite so far. We're gonna walk through that again. Also, Mel's Dine-In has zombie servers. So there's zombies walking around serving burgers, which is awesome. Yeah, so the vibe is so good once it gets dark. So we're gonna stay here probably till 2 a.m. tonight. You definitely want to see the show, and yeah, we'll take you along. I hear a fan. All right, if you are looking to plan your next spooktacular vacation, please reach out to us at magicalmustacheman.com. We specialize in Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts at no cost to you. We'd love to help you plan your next vacation. Also, if you're liking this content, please like and subscribe.
Welcome to Diagon Alley. This place is very spooky right here. I'm ready to check out some wizards.
It's muy spooky. So wow. Diagon Ally is open during HHN, and they have Death Eaters walking around. We're actually going to go through Nocturne Alley over here for the spookiest of spooky options. Oh, I see a Death Eater right now. Oh my gosh. That's Lucius Malfoy right there.
Look at that walk.
Oh my god, look at the crowd of people behind him.
Who are the real Death Eaters?
Right, let's go this way. So this is a good time to bring up. There are some rides that are open during HHN. So Escape from Gringotts, Transformers, MIB, and The Mummy are all open. Your Express Pass for Halloween Horror Nights also applies to the Express Pass lane for those rides. Now, it's important to know, if you're staying at a premier resort and you have Express Pass or you have an annual pass with the Express Pass after 4, that doesn't apply at HHN. You have to have the HHN Express Pass for the evening. But anyway, it's just another Death Eater right here. It's a really cool area to walk around in at night.
I wonder if they're gonna do the show. They usually do a fun show here every.
I don't know if they're doing that. I think they do a Death Eater show during HHN. Yeah. But I think we're gonna go see a house, maybe.
Yeah, let's go explore.
I love this area to see a little bit of spooky Harry Potterness. We are in line for hatchets and chains demon bounty hunters. They're the outlaws from hell. In the Old West town, all hell is breaking loose. Red-hot lava demons are trying to possess everyone, melting everything in their path. Your only hope, hatchet and chains with their mystical weapons. So this is actually the second house we've done, and it is 11:30. We've been in line for 40 minutes. It's a 45-minute wait posted. We'll see how close we get before that. I see the express line is like joining right now. But yeah, we'll give you our thoughts on the other side. Okay, so we just got out of Demon Bounty Hunters. It was pretty good. It was, so an original house. I think the demons were super good. There were some good scare scenes. Has like an old Western vibe, but yeah, it was a solid house. I don't think it's gonna be like my favorite house of the year, but it was solid. It said 45 minutes. It took an hour and 15, which kind of stunk because we want to get over to the show, which we're going to go to right now. So hopefully we can get in line and make it for the 12:30 show. It's 12:05 right now. All right, so it is night 2. We are back for Stay and Scream. It is 5:15. We got a drink, we got our Stay and Scream wristbands, and we are starting out with Terrifier. Terrifier is one of the most hyped houses of this year, I think just because the IP of Art the Clown and all of that is gruesome and gory, and apparently the house is super gory, and they're doing a wet and a dry path this year, so there's gonna have like rain machines with like red lights to make it look like blood spraying everywhere. It should be disgusting, and I'm super stoked. So if you've not watched Terrifier, the house description is try your luck against Art the Clown in the Terrifier Funhouse. You'll witness his grotesque handiwork of torture and be exposed to the spatter of his victims. It's a whole new level of gore. So I'm pretty stoked. Apparently Art is real chaotic and real crazy, and I'm excited to watch it. We'll see on the other side.
All right, so we just finished the Terrifier house, which was so fantastic. That was so cool. It was very gory. It had all the classic scenes from the movies, and the wet pad was very wet. You can't really tell right now, but
it was like the last like 10 seconds you walk through this like draining like drain pipes above you. So it was like nice to cool off, but it didn't really add anything to the story.
Yeah,
I guess
I could have just gone through the dry path.
Yeah, I think it doesn't add much. But you should do it at least once.
Yeah, I will say the smell. It smelled like a rest stop restroom.
Yeah, the bathroom scene was gross.
It was
Everything was gross, but it was good. The arts are so funny and like scary and chaotic, and the makeup is great. It was a really good house. It took a while. We got in line at 5:15, and we got out at 6:45. So it was an hour and a half for Stay and Scream to get through the house. This is pretty atypical, I think, for Stay and Scream. It's opening weekend, so I think there's a lot more people who have frequent fear passes and annual passes who are all here this weekend doing Stay and Scream. I think Stay and Scream will be shorter lines. You can do multiple houses before the gates open. Maybe once the season starts. So we'll try it out later, next week or the week after, to see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna get a snack and I think a drink
and probably do another house.
Yes.
All right, so I just tried 2 items from the Con Cafe. I got the really long, big, giant marinara stick, which was super delicious. That's a really solid item. I think that's my favorite one so far. And I had the corn dog, which is kind of, it's like a carnival theme, so it tastes like a carnival corn dog. I don't know. It tastes like a hot dog that's been deep fried. It does not taste like a corn dog, but the marinara stick is delicious. All right, so I'm over here trying the walking tacos. There's 2 versions of them. There is a birria that's actually meat, and then there's a vegan one with Frito-Lays. I gotta say, both of these are a solid choice. I couldn't tell the difference between the imitation meat and the birria, but the birria is definitely dry and needs a little more toppings. Did not have enough cilantro, didn't have enough of the juices. But the vegan one had a lot more juices. It is a lot more
pineapple salsa.
Yeah, it has so much stuff in it. I definitely like the vegan one better than the birria one. But they're both solid choices. These are so far my favorite snacks here at HHN.
All right, so we are about to go into WWE, The Horrors of the Wyatt Six. I don't know anything about the story, not a WWE fan, but it's the fight of your life into the eerie arena of the Wyatt Six, where you'll go through an ominous doorway into the maniacal minds of Uncle Howdy, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig. I'm assuming that means something to people who know something about wrestling, but we'll tell you on the other side. Okay, we just got out of the WWE, the Wyatt Six house, and It tastes
I
exactly.
had no clue what it was. I didn't. If you follow WWE, you could understand the story, but I had no idea what was going on. I don't know if they're wrestlers or they're zombies. There's so much going on. There's so much story and lore that you had to be a WWE fan to understand the house. But it was okay.
It was okay. I think it's fine. Like, it was like a pretty house. Jump scares were kind of minimal. I didn't know what the story was, so definitely not my top house.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
And so far, it's my least favorite.
Yeah. Now, we did not talk about Galkin, Monsters of the North, which we actually saw last night before we left. It's like Scandinavian cult monster vibe. It was really good. There were some really good jump scares. The theme was really beautiful. There was like this big burning effigy in the middle of it, which was pretty cool.
But the ending was the best part because you're like entering the dragon and then you're like,
Where you like go inside the monster's like bowels. That was kind of crazy. So yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, that house I would say is probably so far the scariest house. But we haven't done Jason yet, which is supposed to be scary. We'll see.
all right, everybody, it is day 4. We skipped day 3 because we want to experience Halloween Horror Nights on our own, no cameras. So now it's Wednesday, day 4, and we are here about to wait for the Jason line. But apparently the queue don't open till 6 and lines don't open till 5:45. So it's gonna be a mess here pretty soon. Yeah, it's a little weird that for the other Stay and Scream areas, because they're backstage, like you can get in line as soon as the lines open at 4. If you're doing Stay and Scream, but I think because Fast and Furious is still running and it maybe uses part of their queue, it is not open till like 5:45, or maybe as early as when the ride is officially empty for people who are getting in line before 5 when the park officially closes. Not sure. All right, we're gonna talk about Scare Zones for a second. So Scare Zones are essentially shared scary street experiences where scare actors will kind of like move through the kind of walkways outside of the houses, kind of normal walkways throughout Universal Studios. Each one has a theme. The scare actors are all themed to it. They have some props and stuff. It's super cool. One of my favorite parts about the whole event is walking through the Scare Zones. All right, so typically there's 5. This year there are 4 with 2 kind of bonus extras that we'll talk about. So the first one is the Origins of Horror. Discover the root of fear. Enter a decaying conservatory where artists carve tributes to Halloween Horror Nights. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. So this is like if you walk straight in through the opening gates, straight ahead towards New York, this is the house you hit. It feels very small, but they have busts for each of the 5 IP houses. So Fallout, WWE, Terrifier, Jason, Five Nights at Freddy's. And so those are really cool, the big busts. So they have like Art the Clown, and they have like the Terrifier, or the Fallout Vault and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I would say not the biggest one. The one, if you turn right as you come into the gate and go through like Sunset Boulevard area, is Masquerade Dance with Death. Your first dance may be your last. You're invited to a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. When their mask falls, you'll be their prey. I really enjoyed this one. I think the costumes are awesome. And at night, that area is pretty dark too, and so it is. That section's pretty cool. It's good. I think it's great. Our favorite scare zone this year is the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane. Cat Got Your Tongue. Travel a winding path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful, or you'll be next. So this is in the space between like Sunset Boulevard and then like Simpsons area. I love this area because you can't go around it, which is great. But it kind of starts out as like you're like trick-or-treating, like normal trick-or-treaters with masks on and like kind of fall Halloween decor. And then as you get further back towards the Cat Lady's house, then there's like mutants, people becoming cats. So it's hilarious. It's great. And there's a whole little show with the Cat Lady house, which is new this year. They never had that kind of like permanent fixture. So I think that one's really, really good. And then last is Mutations, Toxic 20s. You'll radiate fear. In a 1920s neighborhood, a BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, sending the city into toxic pandemonium. This one's pretty cool. This is in the New York area. This one's probably my second favorite to the cat. This one's so cool. It is so cool at night. It's like glowing at night. There's people going in your face. There's trucks on fire. Not really on fire. And no, it's good. And the 1920 vibe is cool. The music over there is really good. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, so what they did, instead of having a scare zone where we're actually sitting right now in San Francisco, is they did Club Horror
which is in San Francisco, and it's essentially a DJ all night playing like EDM music with dancers. We hung out there every single night this weekend. It's probably one of my favorite areas. Like,
and they have like some seating in the back, so if you get there a little early, or if you happen to smash,
it's like 8 seats.
It's like 8 seats. They're like glow in the dark sofas. It's so cool. But it's probably my favorite spot, and they have like a drink station there. So if you want to hydrate or grab a beverage and dance at the same time, then you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, I love that area. And then they have zombie servers at Mel's Die-In instead of Diner, which is also great. And so they're walking around. They have like zombie servers on roller skates. Like, it is great. Their makeup is great. The outfits are great. I really enjoy that area as well. Let's talk about the shows. So in addition to the Sacre Zones, the other thing that's included with your ticket is 2 shows this year. So the first is Nightmare Fuel Circus of Decay. So this is always in the performance area back by like MIB and kind of past Diagon Ally. This show happens every year, and the best way to describe it is a combination of burlesque, magic, pyrotechnics, acrobatics / contortionist, and like heavy rock music.
It is a very spicy show.
It's very spicy, but it is fantastic. I mean, these acrobats, it is like Cirque du Soleil level like performance in terms of acrobatics and contortionists. The pyrotechnics are intense, and there is a ton of fire. It is a fantastic show. We saw it 2 of the 3 nights, and we will watch it multiple times throughout this season. It is fantastic.
So good.
And then what's new this year is Hauntophonic, a ghoulish journey, which is a ghost story is rising from its watery grave to haunt the Universal Studios Lagoon, featuring towering water screens and eerie music. So this is great. It's best to watch from the like New York Central Park area. I forget what that's called. Like opposite San Francisco from the lagoon. But yeah, there's like water jets, and they project movie scenes or like scary skeletons on the water jets, and then they have overlays on these buildings here with projections. It's really good, and the music is really good too. It happens every hour, so I think it's like 8, 9, 10 and 11, or maybe like 9, 10, 11, 12, and then Circus of Decay, Nightmare Fuel is 8, 9:30, 11, and 12:30. So yeah, I think those are fantastic things to enjoy outside of the haunted houses. People are always like, I'm super scared of stuff. I don't want to, I would never like Halloween Horror Nights, and it's such a fun vibe. And Sacre Zones, you can kind of maneuver around people, and the shows are fantastic. So even if you don't want to go in a haunted house, I still think it's worth it.
Or you just want to come here, like hang out, have some snacks, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
If you have the pass, I would
well,
totally,
sure. If you live here, then you probably already know. But if you are coming to visit, I think it's I think it's a must-do, honestly, in Orlando. All right, we are in line for the Jason Universe house. Come face to face with the iconic horror villain, Jason Voorhees. Step into the terrifying world of the silent killer. Flee through the woods and into his sinister shack. Enter the summer camp where his gruesome legend began. Jason is back, and nothing can save you now. Apparently this is the scariest house. We have not done it yet, so we're doing it tonight. And we got in line at like 4:45, and they weren't letting people into the line yet because it doesn't open until 6. They actually let us in line at 5:24, and the house opens at 6. So we just sat by the benches right by it. I think they have to wait for because we're using part of the Fast and Furious ride queue, I think they have to wait for the ride to be empty for people getting in line at 5, as I guessed. But I still got in line at 5:23. So we're gonna wait 35 minutes under shade, which is nice, and be one of the first ones in the house. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, so we just finished the Jason house, and it has to be my favorite house from all the houses. It was incredible. There was a lot of jump scares. I love the...
John, stop walking. We gotta keep walking.
Yeah, we gotta keep walking. We're on our way to Dolls right now,
yes.
so we're
gonna
trying to get
right.
But the house was amazing.
It was definitely the scariest house, and that's what we've heard. The jump scares are amazing, and that's the first time I've ever done that, like haunted house through Fast and Furious. Both years before we didn't. It was Chucky last year. I forget what it was 2 years ago. Maybe A Quiet Place, and we didn't do it those years. So it's a cool layout. Yeah.
Like I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah,
but there's a bunch of jump scares and blinding moments where you get scared.
Great. That's a great house. So again, we went there at 4:45, or no,
4:50.
Yes. Something like that. Yeah. And they're like, we're not open yet. We're like, okay. So we sat at the bench next to it. They actually opened the queue at 5:25, which we got immediately, and we were like 5th in line. And then we waited from like 25 minutes to open the house right at 6. We were out by 6:03. I think they may have just opened the gates to everybody else because the park feels very empty right now.
Well, we gotta rush.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get to Dolls of the Dead before it gets too full, because we've not done that one, and that just leaves Grave of Flesh.
All right, we'll see you then.
So next house, this is house number 9 that we've done, is Dolls Let's Play Dead. Welcome to her toy box of terror. You're about to become doll-sized and witness the unnatural creations of a twisted little girl. You'll be hunted by burnt fashion dolls, toys she's melded together, and undead horrors in her dollhouse. It's giving me like Sid from Toy Story vibes, but I guess female form. Dolls are creepy as all hell, so this should be a pretty creepy house. I heard it's pretty solid for the original houses. And then the last house left is Grave of Flesh, which I doubt we'll do tonight. It's like an hour wait right now, but maybe it'll slow down. So one thing we've not talked about is Stay and Scream opening weekend compared to now. It does feel more functional today on like a Wednesday when it's not as busy than opening weekends. Like we got through that house and basically the park clearly hadn't opened yet, and we got right into this line, which was 25 minutes. I think it'll probably be even shorter than that, honestly. So I'm hoping that as this new process of like being able to get in line for different houses settles, it'll feel functional. You can have a good pathway to maybe do 2 houses before the park opens, or else I don't think it's worth it if you're just doing Stay and Scream. Again, if you have a pass or you're local, you already have a day ticket, then sure, do it. But paying just to get in at 4 to do more houses, I don't think is going to be worth the $45. Express Pass, on the other hand, has clearly been worth it on busy nights. I mean, like all weekends, the Express Pass line was like never long, and those people were like getting through houses. And yeah, I'm not built to wait in line anymore now that I'm a local. So I can't stay in line for 2.5 hours or whatever for Friday Nights at Freddy's without killing my feet. So we'll see on the other side.
All right, muñecas, aka dolls.
Dolls Play Dead.
Super good. It was very spooky. Not spooky, it was just so scary because people were dressed up like dolls and I couldn't tell if that's an actual person or if it's just
a mannequin.
And
then it would like turn its head and like, is that an animatronic? Or is that a person? And then it would move and I was like, oh shit, it's a person.
But it's so good because they're like in these positions like, oh, that's definitely a mannequin because no human could be shaped like that. And then they start jumping in front. Yeah, scary.
It was good jump scares. I will say like the set design felt a little lacking. Like there were definitely areas where I was like, this feels like a lot of empty space.
Yeah.
But they use smells in the house. So when you first walk in, it smelled like really nice. Kind of like, oh, like a nice girl's dollhouse. And then you went like the next room over and it smelled like this intense like plastic toy smell.
Like burning. It was like plastic was burning. Yeah. And then as you get through the story, you see the faces of these dolls.
So either there was a small fire or it was intentional. But I think it was intentional and it was creepy. So I like the use of smell. Good jump scares. That was a good house. I would definitely recommend.
Yeah, I would go again.
That house for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna explore the rest of Halloween Horror Nights on day 4.
Yes. All right. That is a wrap. We are headed out. It is 8:05 p.m. So I think it is going to be a great year for Halloween Horror Nights. 100% encourage people to come. If you love Halloween Horror Nights, definitely come. If you are thinking about it, you should come. If you're like, don't know if it's for me, you should also come. It is a fantastic year.
Yes. I had a full 4-day experience here and it was fantastic. I was able to do from houses to eating some snacks, checking out some scare zones, and hanging out with the DJ, which I will say the DJ is my favorite location of all HHN. It's just such a cool place to hang out, see all the people dance, have zombies walk by. Just a fantastic time.
Love Horror is great.
Yeah, but I will say, HHN is so much better when it's after 8 p.m. Like the daytime kind of like cuts the scare factor and the magic.
Which is good if you're a little worried about it being scary. Like test it during the day. It definitely is less intense than at night. Yeah, for sure.
What was your favorite house?
Oh, my favorite house. Okay, I have 3.
You got 3.
All right, my favorite house for like the set was La Artista. I think it was beautiful. Terrifier was my favorite in terms of like gory and gross, and then Jason was my favorite for jump scares.
All right, I would say Jason my favorite for jump scares. Dolls. Dolls was my favorite for jump scares. That was so good. Jason had a great theme, and if I had to throw a 3rd place in there, Fallout. It was just so good. It was,
Yeah, Fallout was really
Yeah.
good.
It really-
Overhyped ones that I definitely think not worth it. I don't think Five Nights at Freddy's is worth it unless you're obsessed with the movie. It consistently has a 2-hour line, and
But
it was
don't get me
not
wrong.
scary.
It does have AC in that line, so if you're
True.
looking to cool off and like hang out.
Early on in the night, it's not, or if it's raining, that's a good line to be in.
Oh.
We're trying to navigate City Walk.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see. Tribute Store sucks this year because it is in the wrong place and it just doesn't have the right amount of space or the flow. So that's a bummer, 'cause that's usually a really good part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food was okay, like some good snacks to try, but I would recommend eating before coming. Don't come hungry. It's not a food and wine Epcot festival.
Yeah,
in terms of food quality.
It's definitely a place to just come and try a snack or two. There's nowhere to get full, unless you're gonna get full on tachos or get full on pizza fries, but
Yeah.
you're probably gonna end up with heartburn. Also, I don't think I mentioned this. I had the pizza fries twice.
Yeah.
Because thinking, I'm like, last year they were amazing. The
They were
year
so
before they were fantastic. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's just a quality issue. So I had them twice, and no, they're not as
There's
good.
not enough sauce, and the fries are stale both
Yeah.
times. So we'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
it gets better throughout the season. So I think if you're planning to come to Halloween Horror Nights for like one night, either set like realistic expectations that you're maybe going to do 3 or 4 houses, and then definitely the show, Nightmare Fuel, and like all the Scare Zones. I think that's a reasonable plan if you're not getting Express Pass. If you're getting Express Pass, you'll definitely be able to do all 10 houses, the show, all the Scare Zones. It'll be a long night, but you can definitely knock it all out. And you know, the way that we did this obviously is not the normal way for people. That's the benefit of being local. And we'll keep you guys updated as the season goes on. You know, Demon Hunters may make its way up, which we've been hearing that's getting better. Other houses may drop, who knows? But it's going to be a wonderful Halloween season.
All right, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us and watching some HHN content, guys. See you later.
Please